Hi everyone, it is time for a new vlog, and as you can see, I am visiting my family back home. I love filming here, so of course, as always, I'm gonna be doing at least one vlog. I also just love being here in the summer because it is hotter here, which that's not like the best part of it, but the sun and all the summer vibes make me want to read even more, and I just the vibes are impeccable. I have a little TBR here that I'm gonna walk you through. I am feeling like I'm in a physical reading mood, but I don't really have that many good summer vibes options for books here. The first book that I have here is The Do's and Donuts of Love by Adiba Igredar. So this cover is so cute. So I just got this book last week. I only read 30 pages, but I'm super excited for this. So it's not necessarily a summer book, but it is a YA contemporary romance. And I'm not sure what like the actual time of year there is in the book, but it has a baking competition and a love triangle, which I'm not a fan of, but I am very excited about this because the previous two books by Adiba were absolutely incredible. Loved those. So I still think this is going to be wonderful. So very excited, and I do want to read this for a specific video, so I'm probably not going to talk to you like super a lot about it in here, but I'm still going to mention it and like tell you my thoughts, just, you know, maybe not super in depth. So that is the first option that I'm like 90% sure is going to happen. Then I have like a super summary book, like the most summary book that I think I have in my whole TBR, and that's called That Summer Feeling by Bridget Morrissey. So I'm pretty sure that this author usually writes YA romance, and this is maybe like her first adult one. There's a summer camp for like adults. And so obviously, again, the best summer option. So I'm like, I have to read this. That is why I packed it with me. And last but by no means least, it's actually not the last thing, but that's the third book that I packed with me, is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. The cover is like very spring summer vibes. But I wanted to read this book because I've been feeling very drawn to it. I love Kennedy Ryan. She's one of my favorite authors. Her writing is like, honestly, I think maybe the most impressive out of all authors. Like, I always say that Talia Hibbert is my favorite author, which, like, I don't want to choose between them. So, like, I'm not going to. But the way that Kennedy Ryan writes her books just, like, incredibly impresses me every single time. I think the craft is like unmatched, and the books just hit so hard. They're packed with so many emotions, so many important conversations. They feel so real and human and raw, and that is why like they're some of the most intense books that I've ever read. And so I always need to like feel like it's the right time for me to read it, and I was starting to feel like it is the right time for me to read this. It was just like calling my name, and so I'm not fully sure if we're if we're gonna read it. I think it's time, so we'll see, but definitely like a top choice. And the last thing that I want to mention is I did get a book today for my birthday, so we're not going to read this, like most probably. Honestly, we're definitely not going to be reading this one in this vlog, but it is The Secret Service of Tea and Treason by India Halton. How gorgeous is this cover? It's so cozy, so obviously not really summer vibes. I did take this first book from the series off my shelf just to show it to you because, like, how gorgeous are these covers? So I haven't started the series yet. This is the first book. I do have the second one, but I have it in Edinburgh. So, like, obviously, since I have all the books, I'm going to read it in order. So I'm obviously not going to get to this one this week. So that is my little CBR. I'm going to shut up for now, and I do need to edit because I've been, once again, super behind. So I'll talk to you soon when I do some more reading.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed.
everyone. It is time for an update from the car, which is a must-do for me anytime I film a vlog when I'm here. I love filming in the car. I love driving. It is just the best. And my fringe looks horrendous. It is 9 p.m. and I spent the whole day with my best friend. It was the best time ever. And I think I filmed a little bit of our picnic. It was wonderful. I have been doing some reading and I got 2 books today. So this is also my only chance to film in the car this week, I think, because I don't think I'm gonna go alone again. Probably. First, let's show the books that I got today. I don't ever get bags, but I unfortunately did not have space. Let's start with the one that I saw first and I am just like beyond excited for. That is Reckless by Elsie Silver. So this book just like found me. Okay, so basically I'm looking around in the English section, you know, trying to find some romances, exciting new releases, whatever. And I saw like a bunch of Elsie Silver books, which didn't surprise me because I know that recently she got like traditionally published. And so in this case, there were like the first, second, and third books, but not the most recent one. And so I was just like, well, I guess it's not going to be here. I was a little bit disappointed, but I've also been thinking that maybe I'm just going to get the American covers, but that would be really expensive. It would take a while, and I was kind of willing to wait, but at the same time, as I was walking around, I found this copy at like a random little stand on its own. The last copy, I was like, okay, fuck it, like I am taking this. I need to read this. I want it. And I mean, I already own the third book in this edition in the British cover. And so I feel like since I love this series so much, I'm just going to get all the books in the UK and the US editions. I don't normally do this because I'm like, I don't have enough money to buy every single book I ever want. And so why would I buy books that I've already read, that I already own in a different edition? But obviously with the books that are the most special to me, that makes sense. And so we're gonna do that with this. I'm dying to read this. I also really want to put it in a video where I read books with pink covers. It actually might be up by the time you're watching this, maybe not though, I'm not sure. I already started reading it and I bought it immediately, and I'm very, very, very excited to have it and to read it. So that is going to definitely be my next read. And the other one is a book that I think is going to be really beautiful, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous, and it's called If Tomorrow Doesn't Come by Jen St. Jude. It looks really cool. It sounds like something that's like unlike anything I've read before. It's supposed to be like the end of the world. And the beginning says, on the morning Avery Byrne plans to end her life, the world discovers there are only 9 days left to live. An asteroid is headed for Earth and no one can stop it. So, and I think it's going to be super meaningful and powerful and beautiful. The lighting just... yeah, I'm gonna shut up soon anyway. So super excited for this. I think is going to be wonderful and just hit me so hard, and I want to read more books that are like emotional, and so we're gonna be doing that. So there was one more book that I read that I actually did read like a few other books, but I of course am filming a million videos as I'm here along with this vlog. Like what else would I do? So this book that I read is called Mechanics of Love by Mika James, which is like an adult sapphic romance. I have read books by Mika James before. It is very slow burn, and I did fly through it with the audiobook because I was in a very strong audiobook mood, and this was just there not too long, and it was fun. It was a cute romance. It got a little steamy, and it was just like a fun read, but I felt like the plot was too slow. There were too many things happening around the romance, so too many conversations with like other characters. Slow burn is just very tricky for me. Like when it's done well, it is incredible, but I need specific things for it to be done well for my reading preferences, and that was not really the case in here. But that being said, like I still think it's a very fun book that like I did enjoy, and I liked the characters, and like the second half was very fun, and I loved when they got together. It just took way too long for my liking, and I wish it was focused on it more. But if you've been looking for sapphic romances, this is still, I think, a great option. Talk to you soon with some other updates. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But I had such a great day and I'm so happy. And I'm so happy that I got these books. So I'll talk to you soon.
Just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.
everyone. So it is the next day and it is time for an update. I also feel like I look kind of pretty. I'm wearing this hot pink sweater. I'm wearing it because I'm filming the reading books with pink covers video, but I don't know. I feel like it looks really nice on camera. I've also been like reconnecting with the fact that pink is actually my favorite color, and I kind of like for a while discovered that like purple was actually like a color that I love, but pink is just so special, and with Barbie coming soon, I'm just like I just want to wear pink all summer. So, that being said, I've made some progress in this beautiful book, and I got to page 132. So making quite a bit of progress, and I basically was reading this before going to sleep, and I did not want to stop, and that does not happen to me that often, and it is just such a wonderful feeling. And I just love Elsie Silver's books. I feel like I keep repeating myself um when I talk about her books, but it is just like this book is definitely very tropey, but at the same time I feel like so far it's doing some things in like slightly different ways, and I'm like falling in love with the characters so much. So it follows Winter and Theo, and it has the accidental pregnancy trope, which I know it's not a spoiler, it happens like very early on. I mean, I feel like it's something that is very important to know because I know a lot of people hate that trope. And I personally used to think that I was more in the group that like did not like it, but I didn't hate it as some other people. And I wouldn't say I like it specifically, but I'm definitely liking it more recently. And I think that when it's done well, it can be awesome. And this is the case where I feel like it actually works perfectly for the characters and their romance. And so it is set in the small town that this whole series is set in, and they basically have a one night stand because both of them are at this hotel in this small town because they don't normally live there, but slowly they both kind of start living there. And so it's a small town romance, and it's kind of, honestly, I wouldn't fully call it like grumpy sunshine, but it has sort of that energy, with Winter being the grumpy and Theo being the sunshine. It's a little bit different. It's more like Winter is has very strong walls around her. She's been very hurt before, and Theo is like the flirty, charming, positive one, you know? And they just have such amazing chemistry, and I feel like something about, even though they're very different, something about them just so works so well together. The child, I feel like, is actually perfect for the story, like I said. And so there is something, I'm not going to spoil that, but there is something that happens with that I did not expect that hurt so bad. I was just like, this is horrible. But I feel like that also was right for the story. So I'm just loving this so much. I also just love the like found family in here. So I do have to say that the side characters from the other books, like the previous books, appear there a lot. Like especially in this book and the previous book, like they're there a lot. And I think that like if you were to pick up one of the books without reading the previous ones, it could be a little bit annoying. Like it can definitely be done and it could still be like, you know, a good reading experience, but I feel like it might be a little bit easy to get lost in it. And I do absolutely love this whole series, so I would recommend you read it in order. Obviously, you don't have to, it is still standalones, but I do think it would definitely be better. But that is something I love, like as someone who has read the whole series and absolutely loved it, and you know, I'm super invested in all the characters. I am so happy that I get to see them throughout all the books. So that is this first thing, and I found my next read. So yeah, we're dropping everything that was planned. I have not read a single one of the books that I've brought with me. I do want to read at least one or like make good progress in at least one, but yesterday I got an ARC approved. If you don't know what that means, it's an early reading copy that is just to be reviewed and read before publication and whatever. I got Tilly in Technicolor by Maisie Eddings, which is one of the most anticipated releases for me of the year. I love the cover, I love Maisie Eddings, I love the premise, I love everything about it, and it's actually perfect for my goal to read summery books, because it is basically like a summer romance, but like a specific one. So it has neurodivergent representation where the heroine has ADHD and the hero is autistic. It is like new adult, I think. So I think more YA than adult, but I'm not fully sure. So we'll see. We'll find out. And Tilly is basically going on this trip to Europe and she's supposed to have this internship with her sister and she's just excited to get out there in the world, figure out what she wants in life because she feels very lost. And Oliver um is basically has everything planned out. He also, I think, is going to do the same internship. And it in the synopsis it says that they're going to be on the flight together. And I think Tilly is going to like talk a lot and she's going to be annoying, but like in a good way, you know, and they're going to have a connection. So it sounds like it's like opposites attract, neurodivergent representation, and summer vibes, you know, like a holiday in Europe and whatever. Like, it sounds perfect. I love Maisie Eddings. I can't wait to see what she does with like new adults slash YA romance. And I'm so excited. I've read the first two books by Maisie Eddings that are A Brush with Love and Lizzie Blake's Best Mistake. Loved these books so much. I have not read the Plus one, I think is the last book, but she's definitely become one of my favorite authors, and I just have such a strong feeling I'm gonna love this. And so that is what I'm gonna dive into next. It is coming out on August 15th, so not that far away, but when I was planning like a video that was anticipated releases, and I did already put up one that is like adult romance, so did not mention this one in there. But as I was looking through the books, I saw this and I was just like, I would love an arc so bad. Like, this was one of the books that I wanted the most, and I got approved very quickly as well. And I was in shock. I was fucking excited. Like, I was so excited. I am going on Sunday, and tomorrow I'm going to a water park with my dad. That's gonna be super fun. I am so excited because it's something that I love so much, and I thought I wouldn't get to go, but dad agreed to go with me. And yeah, I'm gonna try to film a little bit there, but obviously it's, since the water park, not exactly convenient. And then on Friday we're going shopping and to the cinema, so I don't have that much time left. And then on Saturday I do have a day free, but like there's gonna be some family or whatever, so we'll see.
If you're stupid, then you know it's nothing wrong. 'Cause you and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me that you're fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now.
Hi everyone, so it is time for quite a few updates, and I'm filming it next to my baby, and she might get annoyed by me, so the angle is going to be a little bit weird because I can't be too close to her. I'm already too close right now, but I need to update you about quite a few things. Look how beautiful she is. Today is my last full day here, and I am getting very emotional, and it's always really hard to leave. You would think it gets easier, it does not. Um, but I have quite a few books to talk to you about, so let's do that. I, of course, did finish Reckless. Reckless by Elsie Silver. I loved this book. And I honestly, I don't think I'm gonna say that much about it because I was just editing some vlogs from like earlier, and I've been reading so many Elsie Silver books. Like, I ended up reading so many within like 1 month, and I talked about them in so many vlogs, and I feel like I say very similar things all the time. Because like all of them leave me feeling not the same, but like I just love them all the same. And I do think they are quite similar in a lot of the cases. Like, they definitely have patterns that are the same all throughout the books, and again, the characters from previous books appear there a lot. And so I think if you try out some of Elsie Silver's books, and either you like, if you don't like them, I don't think you're really gonna like the others that much more, but if you do like them, I do think you're going to love most of them, at least. That is at least what I think, and so far I've loved all of them, and it is just, this was absolutely wonderful. I loved Theo and Winter so much. I loved the fact that this was like, that Winter was the grumpy one, and like her whole journey around her like childhood trauma and accepting who she is, finding love and loving herself, like all of that was absolutely incredible, and it was really like inspiring, and it hit me really hard. Like the way that I am now is very much not like a winter. I definitely would be more of a summer, which um oh my god, my baby. Why would we talk about books when we can just cuddle our cats? I'm in shock that she didn't like move further away. Anyways, we're just gonna talk like that. Yeah, I'm more of a summer, which I'm not say out of context. I think that sounds funny, but that is the heroine of the first book, who is Winter's sister. And um yeah, but my point is, when I was younger, I was definitely a lot more angry, and I have ran into some issues where I am still afraid of like things that are good, and like accepting good things happening to you and like all of those things. I think that is really difficult. And I used to be a very angry child, and that is something I process a lot these days, and learning to forgive that and whatever. But the thing is, like, reading about a heroine like this, that could be similar to who I was when I was like 12, is like, I love Winter so much. I'm just here, like, I wish I could give her a hug. I want to be her friend and all of that. And I'm just like, it put a lot of things into perspective. You know, it's like, why would I judge myself so harshly for something that I would still feel compassion for in other people, you know? So it just hit me in those ways really a lot. And I loved how Theo, like, treated her and their child and, like, everything around that. It was just, like, so sweet. He is so protective, so loving, so supportive. It is everything. Like, I love this romance so much, and I'm so happy that I read it. So, um, yeah, I think that's all that I'm gonna say about this one. So, what else? I started Throttled by Lauren Asher. I am definitely feeling like I'm on an indie romance kick. Like, I've had Kindle Unlimited for a million years, which, if you didn't know, is a subscription service on Kindle. You can have a Kindle app on your phone. You don't need an actual Kindle. There's basically like so much romance on there by self-published authors, and there's so much good stuff. If you didn't know that, definitely check it out. But I feel like I've had it for ages. I've been reading self-published romance for ages, but I feel like I have not dove in like far in a long time, that like I consistently read it, but I never have times when I read like a shit ton. And I'm just like, I want to read a shit ton. She's moving away now. Yeah, anyways, so I am feeling that a lot. So this vlog is gonna end soon. I think this might actually be my last clip here for now, because we have some relatives coming later tonight, so I'm not really gonna be able to film, which is horrible, but I am gonna read a little bit more, and this is not gonna be the last clip of the video. Rattled is like a Formula One sports romance that I have heard so many people talk about. Like, it is quite a staple, like a classic in the Kindle Unlimited indie romance world, and I've had it on my TBR for a million years, and I finally started reading the audiobook. It is on Scribd, and it is really fun. I got to like 40%, and I do feel like my attention span has been pretty bad, so I am not like as invested in it as I would like to be, but it is a super fun romance. I'm not like absolutely in love, but it is such a quick read. It is really fun. The chemistry is amazing, And it's basically like the heroine's brother is rivals with the hero. And so that is kind of like the main thing that's in their way. And I've also been wanting to read more sports romance. Like, I feel like that is something that is so popular and I love it, but I've never actually sought it out actively. And so maybe I want to do like a sports romance vlog. Let me know if you'd like that. And Lauren Asher is such a popular author that it's just about time for me to read some of her books. And this has so much potential. Like, I don't think that this is going to be her best work, but it already is really good. And so I think it's only going to go up from here. So the last thing that I want to tell you about is I was looking through my Kindle and I was just like, I don't know what to read and whatever. So obviously we're not reading any fucking physical books in here. Like the plans, like I'm not surprised. Yeah, like it happens every time, but like whatever. So I I picked up a book that I started ages ago and I put it down, not because I was not enjoying it, but I was just like not in a historical romance mood and I haven't gotten back to it since. But then I saw it on my Kindle and I was like, you know what, it's time. And that is The Duke's Guide to Correct Behavior by Megan Frampton. I love Megan Frampton so much, and this is one of her older ones. And I don't really typically read older historical romances. Like, beyond like 2010 is fine. Like, I do read those sometimes, but 2000s or 90s, I kind of stay away from them. Not because they would be bad, but a lot of the time there's just topics that I just do not want to read about. There's a lot of like issues that I have seen with them. But since again I love Megan Frampton, I did pick this up and it is so good. I so far have not had any issues with it when it comes to like that kind of stuff. But I love it. It is, I don't know if this is Megan, I don't think this is Megan's debut, but it is definitely like one of the first ones out of like all the so many ones that she has. So it is basically like a nanny romance where you have a duke and a nanny that basically starts, you know, obviously babysitting and taking care of his child. That is basically like a child out of wedlock that was kind of like with a random woman and she passed away, and he also like kind of didn't know about the child for a long time, and then you know he has to basically take care of her kind of like out of the sudden. And he is determined to be a good father and just to help her cope with the loss of her mom and everything. And it is so sweet. Like, I do absolutely love nanny romances. If you would like to get some recommendations on that, single parent romances, like, they always just like absolutely slay. And so this is such a cute, sweet, romantic book. I love the tension between the two main characters. I love the forced proximity, the Duke's daughter, like everything about this book is so fun. And the only reason why I think it's taken me a little while to read it is because it is a little bit slow and it gets like a little repetitive around the middle. But right now the romance is developing more and more, and I love it so much. It is so sweet, but still like steamy and romantic, and I am absolutely here for it. Tomorrow I have my flight at like 11:30 or something, so I will have to leave my babies again, which is the worst. But it's okay because we're going to see each other soon again. And I hope you've enjoyed the clips of my babies. There's gonna be more after this, of course. But I will probably see you in Edinburgh tomorrow when I get back. I am excited. I think like one thing that I'm so happy about when it comes to this is I've come to a place where I love being here and it's hard to leave here. And I love being in Edinburgh and it's hard to leave Edinburgh. So like going back there, like I always do want to come back there and it's super exciting and I have so much to look forward to. But obviously leaving is always hard. But recently, when my roommate is basically leaving for a month, and she is one of my absolute best friends. I've known her for 11 years. And she said that I was saying that like I'm so scared of saying goodbye, like I don't want to do it, I'm not ready or whatever. And she basically said we never have to say goodbye. And like that hit me so hard. I was like so like touched and it was so beautiful. And that's how I want to look at it every time I have to leave from here, because like I did start doing something a while ago where I don't really often say goodbye. I actually just say I'll see you soon. Even though the soon is like 2 months, I say it anyways because I'm just like, I don't want to say goodbye. Like, I just want to say I'll see you soon because even though it might not be soon in some ways, it is technically soon in the grand scheme of our existence. So I have two homes, basically. I think that is a really beautiful thing. And I will miss my baby so much. Oh, she looked at you. I love you. And I forgot what I was just saying, but I'll talk to you soon. Look at my baby. Yes. So, I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Turn this room, turn it to an ocean. Let me float around. Eyes closed, like we're dreaming even when we're not. You and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. We can do nothing at all. So what? If you're stupid then you know there's nothing wrong. You and me got a whole other meaning, I don't know how. You and me just know how it feels when we're falling in love. Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Say what you wanna say to me now.
Hi everyone, so I'm back home in front of my lovely bookshelves. And I was gonna wait till tomorrow for when I do my makeup and whatever, but I decided we're doing the update today because I need to get more comfortable filming without makeup on. And I want to talk to you today, when it's all fresh. So I had my flight today and it was really hard to leave today. I have been so emotional and there's been some like other stuff going on and I've just been struggling a little bit. But what has been amazing this weekend have been books. So I actually have quite a lot to talk to you about. So I finished the two last books that I talked to you about and I read one more. So I finished Throttled and I finished The Duke's Guide to Correct Behavior. So let's talk about Throttled first. I'm so happy I finally read this. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was just such a fun romance. It was just the kind of romance that is just addicting. It just like jumps straight through. It is super fun. You want to keep reading. The chemistry is amazing. It was just really fun. I ended up giving it 4 stars. And I'm really excited because like I've been wanting to read Lauren Asher's books for ages and I'm pretty sure this is her debut. So I don't know why I didn't pick it up for so long, but I did now. So I don't honestly have that much more to say about it, but I liked the main characters a lot. I really liked I didn't necessarily like particularly like the F1 setting or whatever, but it was just I loved the like sports romance aspect to it, and I definitely do want to read more. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. I do think that the other sports that are like more basic, I do like a little more in the romances, but it was still fun. I don't think I actually said that much about the plot, and there's not that much to say, but it's basically around the F1 and the hero is, one of the most successful drivers, and the heroine is one other driver's sister, and she kind of comes to all of the matches, competitions, whatever the fuck it's called, to like vlog it and interview the players and whatever. So that is kind of like the vibe of why they're constantly together, because the hero is actually on the heroine's brother's team. So they're rivals, but they're on the same team. And so there's like that forced proximity aspect, and their chemistry was just so fun. It was just such a fun, steamy, quick romance. And I had a lot of fun with it. So yeah. Um very happy about that. I would honestly like almost immediately jump into the next book, but my script just did the thing where it limits some of the audiobooks. And I do actually want to say that, like, just very quickly. I love Scribd so much, and I feel like not enough people talk about it, and a lot of people like hate on it a lot, but I just want to quickly mention what it is if you don't know, and just like why I love it. Not sponsored, I wish. So it's basically a subscription service on your phone. It's an app, you know, and it has audiobooks and ebooks, and you get a subscription. I think it's like $10 or something. You can read kind of as much as you want, but at some point it does limit some titles, and so you can still keep reading. It's never happened to me that I would have nothing left, but just it limits some of it as you go. But I feel like it doesn't limit it that much. And it is, I think, still better than any other one. Like, Audible gives you 1 credit a month, and then it has, you know, like the plus catalog, but like, you know, and like Libro.fm also gives you just one title, and just all those things cost the same for so much less. So even if it does limit a little bit, you still get so much. Like, I've read so many books thanks to Scribd. It has so many recent releases as well. Like, it literally is there. Some of the audiobooks are there on the day that the book is released. Like, it is absolutely incredible. It's my favorite thing ever. And so I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet. So I do actually always have a link to join down below if you want to do that. Again, not sponsored, but it's something I'm very passionate about, and I got a lot of my friends on it as well because I just think that it is so amazing. And it has allowed me to read so much more than I would without it. So anyways, right, The Duke's Guide to Correct Behavior. I also finished that, and it was so cute. So it was like a 3.5 star for me. I just love nanny romances. I'm ready to read more. Love single dad romances. I love all of it. I love Megan Frampton. It was so fun. It was so sweet, but they still, like, I don't know. They had such a strong emotional connection, but they also still had a lot of chemistry, and it was just like so sweet and a little steamy and so romantic, and it just like hit me in the feels. Like, it is just like a very wholesome, sweet vibes while still, you know, being a little steamy and spicy and whatever. So I do think it's a little bit slow, and I think the plot could have been a little bit like faster or whatever, but I'm so happy that I finally got back to it. So that being said, like I said, there was one more book that I read. So today, like I said, I just kind of wanted a distraction. I needed something to uplift my mood and whatever. And so on the plane, I always listen to music. Like, I always listen to music, like waiting on the airport, being on the plane, leaving the plane, like all of it. But today I was just like, you know what? I can't really focus on the music as much as I would like. And so I just decided I quickly downloaded the audiobook before the flight, like, you know, before the plane took off, and I listened to it as I was on the plane. I did listen to like a half of it beforehand, like yesterday and before and whatever, but I read like the rest of it all on the flight, and it honestly worked out almost perfectly for like the duration of the flight. What I had left to listen to, it was just perfect, and I loved it so much. And I'm pretty sure that I literally didn't even say the name of the book. So that was the True Love Experiment. That's the name, right? By Christina Lauren. It was just incredible. Like, I loved the soulmate equation, I think. Loved it. That was like the previous book by Christina Lauren. I absolutely adored that one. And so I had high hopes going into this, but I still was just like, you know, I don't know, maybe it's not gonna be that amazing. Oh my god. It was amazing and more. Like, it follows Fizzy and Connor. The fact that I even remember their names says a lot. And they basically, Fizzy is an author. She's a romance author. And Connor, I actually don't know what to call his job, but they end up working on this reality show where Fizzy is like the main character in the reality show, where she's going to be paired up with different men to basically find true love. And all the men are kind of like archetypes from romance books. So there's like the cinnamon roll one, and why am I blanking on literally everything else? But it just like that little part of it was so fun. Like it had a clear like romance book touch to it, and I thought that was just like so fun. Obviously, as a romance reader and writer, that was something that I absolutely loved. I related to Fizzy's like writing journey so much because she was struggling with writer's block a lot, and so she agreed to do this show to hopefully find true love and reignite her writing passion and inspiration and whatever, because she was just basically thinking at the beginning of the book that, you know, she has been in a lot of like sort of relationships, but it just basically jumping from guy to guy and never finding actual love. And so she's just like, you know what, how about we try to do that? And um, Connor is also a single dad, and he's divorced, and he is very much like he wants to settle down. He wants true love also, and he does not want any casual relationships. We work on this show together. Connor is like the producer or something like that, and just one of the like writers, people in charge of like directing and whatever. I should know this, but anyway, and so they work on this together, and they immediately have a spark. They immediately have a connection. I loved how that developed so much. Like there was so much pining, so much chemistry, such a strong connection. The way that it progressed along with the plot, I felt like was perfect. It was absolutely fucking perfect. And we obviously know there's a show, and like she has to fall in love with one of these guys, and like it's super important for both of them for their careers and whatever. And so that's in their way, but at the same time they can't stop thinking about each other and wanting each other. And oh my god, it was perfect. It was actually fucking perfect. I loved it so much. Everything about it, the emotions, the passion, the like entertainment, like everything was perfect about it. I loved it so much. And I'm so happy that I read it. It literally, like, it really made my day. And oh my gosh, I can't wait for more books by Christina Lauren. It's so cool to like see the development, because like 2 years ago, I heard so many people reviewing Christina Lauren's books talking about how it wasn't as good as it used to be, and it was just like really disappointing for a lot of people. And so I stayed away from them. And then with the Soulmate Equation, they had like another, you know, rise in popularity, or like you know, I don't know, just like I didn't actually read a lot of these books, and you know, I've read some of Christina Lauren's books but not all of them at all, and I kind of stayed away because I just, you know, didn't really want to read it when it wasn't popular that much. But I'm so happy that they seem to be like back in their full, you know, reaching their potential. And so absolutely love this. 5 stars, highly recommend it. I really want a physical copy. I don't love the covers, both the UK and US one. I don't really like them, but I still want it anyways because I loved this book immensely. So definitely one of my favorite books of the year, maybe even of all time, because it was that good. So I'm gonna shut up now. I am so happy that I actually ended up reading some books. Like, I mean, of course I didn't read the physical ones, but you know, like, I'm not even fucking surprised. Who even cares at this point? And I hope you enjoyed this vlog, all the cat content. I don't know when I'll be going back there, but I will at some point. And yeah, let me know how you've been doing, what you've been reading, and all of that. And if you made it this far in the video, of course, please leave a cat emoji down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!